So that is the story of how me and maybe my friend, or maybe just some guy who wanted to use me for what he could get out of me by putting me in the middle of a situation I had no business being in the middle of, and turning me into the bad guy and shooting me in the chest and saying it wasn't personal. It wasn't about you. I've given things to my friends that I needed. My friend Kevin. Kevin, aka Nice, still has my headphones that I need. But because he's my friend, I gave them to him. I'm not gonna take them back. Because it was a gift. It was me looking out for somebody who's looked out for me. And maybe I expect too much. Maybe I am expecting too much. Maybe I should have been grateful that we could borrow the power that he's not even going to end up paying for in the end. He's not going to pay a dime for that shit. But with that, we're moving on. Random Radio, Joe G. I'm moving it on. Letting it roll off my shoulders, baby. Giving it up to God. The big man. The real man upstairs. A non-vengeful God, a God who gives and does not take away, a loving God. If he exists, I'm not sure. I haven't seen him from my own eyes, so I couldn't tell you. But I know there is some force out there protecting me, and I know it's not that guy. Because honestly, I feel a little slighted and a little disrespected, and I feel like he is just a pawn now. I thought he was a man. I thought he was his own man, but it just, his actions have proved that he is just a pawn in the scheme of a douche. And if you've been listening to this show, you'll know that I've identified my oppressor. I am trying to free myself and my family without using violence, without using anger, using logic. And I got into it with this guy. Because then he started pulling out shit. And it's like, anybody who argues and doesn't make fucking shit sense when they argue, pawn, tool of that man. And the same, you know, he says my rage is misdirected. Look, my rage is not misdirected because I expected that of him. I expected, and maybe it's wrong for me to expect, that I had your back so you'd have my back. I thought that's the way it worked with somebody that I would have considered a week ago or 2 weeks ago one of my brothers. But you've proven otherwise, sir. And you have problems with what I'm saying about here. You're welcome to come on the air and dispute that for all of the listeners out there. In fact, I challenge you, just as I've challenged my father to come in this studio and hash this out. But you won't, because you know your fucking bullshit-ass logic will not fly on the airwaves, because you know that you're just trying to get me angry. And honestly, there was a bunch of knives right next to me. It took a lot of strength. Not that I'm a violent person, but you don't talk about my mother that way. You don't talk about a woman who suffered more than most, just trying to take care of her family. Needlessly suffering. Because if I could just get into the radio business, or I could just get this shit going, we could take care of her. And that's all I want to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I want to do, is be able to provide for my family so they are wanting for nothing. There's no selfishness in any of my acts. Because that's what I believe. I don't believe in selfishness. Everything that I do that might be considered selfish has an underlying cause or an underlying reason that is not so much. Shit. Honestly, I haven't been laid in a very long time. I haven't had intimacy or any kind of real love or passion or anything for a very long time. I know this doesn't relate to anything here. But some people would have went a little nuts. You know, past me may have went a little nuts. All I did was just, I turned that rhetoric around, man, and it just pisses me off when I have to talk over somebody because they're just repeating the same bullshit-ass statement over and over and over and over. You don't repeat the same bullshit-ass statement you just repeated, guy. Buddy. I'm not your buddy, friend. I'm not your friend, pal. Buddy. Bullshit. 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 I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I call bullshit. So you know what? We're moving on. This is why I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you the middle finger. I'm going to give it to you the Joey G one finger salute. Or in this case, the two finger salute. Go fuck yourself, okay? You don't know who that's out to. Let's just say, ladies and gentlemen, you got my back, prove you got my back. You don't got my back, fuck you. Don't be grimy, don't be stingy, and don't be greasy. I will have your back unequivocally in anything that I can do. And number two, the wireless internet works fine. Everybody gets it, okay? But hey, what do I know? Somebody only used that for 6 years before. Oh, that's right. Just stopped working out of nowhere. Haha, silly me. I challenge anybody who thinks I'm full of shit. I challenge you, Mr. Man upstairs, whose name I won't mention, to come down here and discuss this on the air. Air it out, baby. Air it out. It's getting stingy. Something's stinking a little bit. Air it out. Pops. Mr. G. The guy who could say the original bullshit. Mr. G, come over here. Come over here. And hash this out with me. You've put me in a situation in which most people would have turned to crime. Most people would have turned to finding alternate ways of making money, doing whatever they gotta do. I haven't done that. I know you want me to do that, motherfucker. Moving on. Random Radio. Joe G. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna do some good stuff in a little while. What is this, Meebo? Why is there a Meebo thing? What the fuck is this shit? Why do I have a Meebo thing on the bottom of my thing? Whatever. We'll be back. Random Radio, Joe G. By the way, our new character, Joey Mays, is coming by. Hey guys! Welcome to Random Radio. My name is Joey Mays. Well, no, I'm not Joey Mays. That was my impression of Joey Mays. He'll be on in a little while, taking over the show for me. I got this Capri Sun stuff from the church. It is delicious. It's very lemony, though. Ugh. But it's so good. Bitch. It's my beer. Yeah, whatever. Okay, we'll be back. Random Radio, Joe G. We're talking about the first moon landing in a little while. I'm going to give you some history and then some historical history going back to from back in the day to back, way back in the day. The Greek times, baby. And I'm not talking about speaking Greek, you know, you know what I'm talking about? No. Oh, by the way, Sacha Baron Cohen. One thing I got to say about the Bruno movie, brilliant pantomime, man. Sacha Baron Cohen, and before we stop this video, I'm gonna discuss this. He goes to a psychic and wants to summon Millie from Vanilli, who he had a fling with, his character, and he does this brilliantly hilarious pantomime of him giving a blowjob to this guy, and it is the funniest thing. For those of you who don't know what a pantomime is, it's acting something out. It's like we used to do it when I used to act. You know, let's say the classic one is you're making a sandwich, and I'll do this for you right now. Okay. Where you can't talk, you can't describe what you're doing, but I guess I'm gonna have to. You know, opening the jar. Okay. Whoop. Put that down. Get out the bread. Get the bread. Scooping out the jelly. Getting some peanut butter. Get another piece of bread. Oh, wait, hold on. Cutting it in half. Picking up a piece. And that's a pantomime, and he did the whole thing blowjob style. Very, very funny. Watch Bruno. Random Radio. Joe G. We'll be right back. Seriously.